Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another Sideline Junkies podcast production. Let's see, it's Friday Eve. We do this little thing. Excuse me. That has everybody saying Thursday night throwdown. Yeah.
Like I say every week, baby. Wait all week just to hear that.
That's how we know it's Friday.
Yes, indeed.
Oh,
good evening to everybody. Good evening to my cohort, the Midnight Rider. How you feeling tonight, brother?
I'm good, man. Good. I gotta, of course, start adding some people real quick.
Okay.
But yeah, we good, man.
That's good. Well, while you adding people, let me get to some things that we need to talk about real quick. Number one, you see it scrolling at the bottom, buyfortmose.com/discount/maniacs. That is our discount code for Fort Mose. Get you a good, tasty beverage. If you haven't watched the Saturday Night WrestleManiacs, the Nubian Sumo has done 2 reviews.
It's because we black.
So, everybody look the same. So make sure you check that out. Also, Perry said something when we were doing the Thursday night throwdown for NBA trade deadline about starting his Knicks podcast up, which is 1A Knicks Talk, and it's already up and running. It's on YouTube now. Episode 1 of the mid-season recap for the Knicks is on YouTube now. Go check it out, please. Gotta support the brother because that brother supports us, and he's good people. And when it comes to Knicks, I ain't never seen nobody as passionate as him in person. Now I know Spike, but I ain't never seen nobody as passionate about his Knicks, and he's realistic about it. So go check that out. As far as the Sideline Junkies go, if you have not checked us out for the Joe the Fan segment, that was a standalone show for the first time ever on Tuesday with JoJo. Check that out. You got something there, Midnight Rider?
Oh, no. I was that one. That time that wasn't me trying to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
And then, of course, you want to check us out any streaming platform, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the major players, even all the little ones. The People's Choice, Don Rodriguez, his favorite one is Owltail, because he says we never get paid, but they never pay us in tail. So there's that. But anywhere you can listen to a podcast, you can hear us. So couple episodes.
Also,
go ahead.
Also, if you want to catch us whenever you want to, you don't want to go to YouTube route. You don't want to go to Odyssey app. You can also go to the Clear Productions page, the Clear Productions Sports page, and watch us there because our shows air all throughout the day. I think earlier the Thursday night throwdown from last week was on. So yeah, we try to be anywhere and everywhere. All you gotta do is open your eyes and hopefully you find us wherever you're looking. Just call our name and we'll be there.
I'm not even gonna do it because you setting me up, and I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Who?
You setting me up? Just call my name, and I'll come running. All right, that's enough R&B for tonight. Hey, I can't even get in the R&B mood because I got beef, man. How dare friends and neighbors? It's Jim Nance here. Nope, it's the big guy KG, and I got beef. Let me put it to you this way. I'm going to be real quick with this, not going into a whole diatribe. Looking at my beloved Georgetown Hoyas, I sent over a video. I'll post it in the group after we're done here of what looked like McDonough, but it may have been Capital One. I couldn't really see. I looked at it really fast and then just got sad. Nobody's there. And people are saying, well, Georgetown needs to go back to being on campus. Let me explain something to you. Everybody talked about Patrick Ewing, how he needed to leave. He needed to be fired and everything. Now we got Ed Cooley. We're getting the same production with a new coach, right? I don't know how true the statement was, but up at Seton Hall, they said that a fan had said this is what they hired you for. And he was like, I'm worth $7 million a year, and walked off the court. $7 million a year. So basically you get paid $1 million a win because you're at 8 right now. I got beef because I know this team can be better. I know this program can be better. Something that you said when Pat was on the verge of getting fired, you need to go away from the Tree of Thompson. No, we need to go back to the Tree of Thompson because nobody loves this school the way the Thompson disciples did. Nobody bled for this school like that. And you bring an outsider in for the first time in almost 50 years that's outside of the family, and we're still struggling. Maybe it wasn't the coach. Maybe it was, he got horses, but he need thoroughbreds. Now, I'm not saying I'm mad at Ed Cooley or nothing like that, because I'm really not. This is his first year. He got to put his stamp on the program. I just expected a better product because, everybody say we got all this talent and Pat can't do nothing with this talent. This is almost the same talent Pat had last year, and it's the same result. So maybe it wasn't the goddamn talent. Or maybe it was the talent and it wasn't the coach. It breaks my heart to see a powerhouse like Georgetown fall on such hard times for so many years. My fandom is not wavering, and I always say, and I've given credit to John Thompson Jr. for me sitting in this seat right now because of listening to his show is why we're here. He's a big part of this. So seeing this program go the way it is, I got mad beef with that. Something has to change. And it doesn't have to change today. It has to change yesterday. Midnight Rider.
Your patience extends about the cycle of a Nets life cycle. I understand that, man. You love Pat. You love the Thompsons. You probably wanted to be adopted by them or at least be in the family tree somehow, marry into the family, however it goes. Ed Cooley's only been here for a couple months. He hasn't had a chance to put a stamp on the program. You got to give it time because they were at the floor. I mean, they were at the bottom of the bottom. Unless he would have brought in like his own, if he had brought his own Louis with him in honor of Dion, then maybe you had higher expectations, but you didn't. You got some talent on this program. What's the kid? I think the kid's number 25. I think they got the big kid down low, 24. Those are just a couple of guys I've seen that made plays. But you got to give them a chance. Like, they got to adjust to Ed. Ed's got to figure out what they are. I think next year they'll have a class come in and maybe they'll get a resurgence. And maybe they get into the middle of the pack. But you got to get his time. This wasn't a walk in and turn this around type of thing. There was no magic potion. There was no genie in a bottle that was going to give you 3 wishes. It was none of that. Programs take time, man.
Now, any other time Y'all tell me, oh no, it has to. When I said, hey, give Ron a chance. Oh no, it gotta happen now. You done had 4 years. Now, because I want it right now, it gotta take time. Which one is it, man? Which one is it?
It's not uniform. Like this isn't a linear path that we're traveling down.
No, it's not.
They're different things. Ron had 4 years. You're still in the same spot you were from year one. You didn't have a quarterback. You didn't have an identity, and your defense stuck. What you giving them time for? To get it wrong again? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Third time, you can't get fooled a third time. In immortal words of George W. Bush.
Well, in the immortal words of J. Cole, fool me 3 times, F the peace sign, load the chopper, let it rain on you. And Perry's down in the comments. What's going on, Perry? We had to plug your show at the top, man. If you missed that, that's who we're talking about, Perry. 1A Knicks. 1A Knicks talk. Make sure you check it out on YouTube, please.
But no, man, I get your frustration because you're a long time Warriors fan, and you're heavy into this when it comes to the Thompson family. But they had to A, make the move away, and B, it takes time. That stadium will fill up when they start winning. And if they don't, then they'll be just like some of the other teams here in Washington, where you're not drawing anything because you're not giving people anything to come out and watch. And I think this is a perfect segue into our opening topic.
Yeah, and Perry says give Cooley some time. He's a good coach. I get it. Now, since we talking local hoops, the state of local college hoops. Geez.
Until we started this thing, like I was listening to the radio and somebody said, I forgot what show I was listening to. They were like, "Oh, George Mason is probably has the best record in the area at 19-9." And I'm thinking in my head, like, there's no way that could be the best record. But after doing some research, KG, tell me what we got.
Well, from top to bottom in the area, George Mason coming in 18-8, followed by University of Maryland. Well, no, George Washington Revolutionaries or Revolutions or Revo, whatever. George Washington coming in at 14-12. Maryland following them at 4.
Well, George Washington, when they come out, they always come out to any song off of the Purple Rain album. So that's how they became the Revolutionaries. I'm joking, dog. Come on.
Like I must say, okay, all right, I'm with that. You know, Prince is a brilliant musician, so I like that. Yeah,
they come out to "I Will Die for You." I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, they got to come out to "Baby I'm a Star." But anyway, and then in the game would take me with you. But George Washington coming in with 14-12. Maryland following them up with 14-13. American University at 14-14. Howard University, HU. Oh, nobody. God, y'all just a lame bunch.
I didn't go there, so what am I gonna say?
That's fine. I gotta cleanse my house, man. HU coming in at 11-15. Navy. I'm sorry. Morgan State 9-16. Navy 9-17, and Georgetown rounding out the bottom at 8-18.
Oh, I think we got a request to do a certain school.
No, he said don't say Virginia Tech.
Sure.
Look, we was debating to do UVA, Virginia Tech, and a couple of other schools, but we were in the trenches for a little bit. Then we moved way out past the pastures and the weeds, man. We was talking about Loyola and Compass State. Like, we was way out there. And not a problem, Perry. Anytime, man. Anytime.
But no, I debated, and I knew if we had gone Virginia and Virginia Tech, I knew the first person was going to respond was you, cuz. So that's part of the reason I did the other part, because I truly believe that within the beltway or just on the outskirts, yes. But when you 300 miles away, no. But looking at this, man, I mean, I think this is a bad time for the area. And it's actually showing you one or two things. Either we're wasting talent and letting talent get out of the area outside this beltway, going other places and shining. Now, I did see that, Maryland just signed a top five, well, a 5-star recruit. Their first, people were saying it's their first 5-star since the big disappointment, Diamond Stone. So that's something special in its own right. So maybe they're getting something together. Maybe this class that's coming in. But this current Maryland team, they can stop and defend with the best of them. But if you put them by the ocean, they may go 5 or 25. I mean, they're just, I don't know, man. And it's bad because you're watching them waste good performances. The other night against Illinois, they missed something like 7 free throws or 8 free throws down the stretch. You're giving away ball games at that point, and you're not good enough. I watched Georgetown last night against St. John's, and it seemed like they had a rule that they can go 3 possessions and play well, but that 4th possession, we got to mess it up. We got to take a bad shot, but we're not going to do it just for 1. We're going to do it for the next 3, and then they got to come back after a timeout and start all over again. It was crazy, man. I've never seen a team that self-destructive. Well, no, I did, and that was a team that was there last year. But they're just self-destructive. The good thing is they got DePaul, I think, tomorrow night in DePaul. So that could be interesting. It could be DePaul's first win in conference, or you can check out my page and we be doing number 12s. Oh, yeah, baby.
Go
ahead.
Let me put it this way. Local hoops. It was always a pretty much guarantee that Maryland made the NCAA tournament and at least made it to the Sweet 16, and then they'll lose somebody. Georgetown will make at least the Sweet 16, if not the Elite 8. But also, they would probably go in the NIT and almost get to the championship. But it was always guaranteed George Washington, George Mason would have their runs. Morgan State might pop up here and there. But it's no longer the times where, 15, 16 wins automatically got you considered for an NCAA bid?
Yeah.
And even if it was that time, you only got one team right now over 15 wins, and that's George Mason. That's the only team that probably makes it in the area to the big dance. And I'm sick with it, you know? Perry chiming in, he says, haven't paid attention to the Terps since they left the ACC. Losing them and adding Louisville was an upgrade.
Wow.
The Terps ain't been the same as they left the ACC. It seemed like the Terps, they recruited pretty well, but now it's like, now they got this kid, Derek Queen, 5-star center. I think he's from Baltimore too, so he's a local kid. And you said something else. Local talent leaving the area and going elsewhere to shine. That's been happening for so long. Because when he was in College Park, he didn't want to get in bed with the AAU coaches.
Right.
He didn't want nothing to do with the AAU coaches. When Turgeon took over, he started getting AAU recruits because that was a pipeline. He started to build a little pipeline, but the pipeline got shut off. Players like Gravens did go to College Park. He went to University of Maryland, but Kevin Durant went to Texas. A lot of players in the area all go to other schools. And it seems like nobody wants to stay home anymore. I got my reasoning behind it. I'll tell you off air. I won't say it on air because I don't want to speculate. But a lot of players don't want to stay home for college ball anymore.
No, let's do it.
Nah.
Wild speculation.
Nah. Because when I say wild, it's super. If you want to go down this road, think about this. Hold on, let me get to these comments real quick. Perry says, Juan Dixon, Chris Wilcox, Terps team. Yeah, that's one of my favorite squads too. I love the way they played. They were exciting to watch. The year before they won the championship, when they had was the year before or 2 years before when they had LaRon Prophet and Steve Francis, they were exciting. I love watching those teams.
Segment.
And Eric Wheeler says, so subject. Now I'm gonna say this and we can move on from it. A lot of cats don't want to stay in the area because if you think about the players that have stayed in the area during our lifetime, I'm not talking about, the guys from DeMatha and everything. I'm talking about, we can start with, dare I say, we can start with Len Bias. He stayed in the area. He went to high school at Northwestern, went up the street to College Park. A lot of guys don't want to have that pressure of being at home and you never get away. It's like a lot of guys don't never come back. Like they want Durant to come back to the Wizards. Durant will never come back to the Wizards. It's too much pressure to play here. And I don't mean pressure as far as NBA career. I mean pressure of people always wanting something. They always want a piece of you. So with these NIL deals and stuff like that, I don't see these youngsters staying in the area anymore because all the homies is here, all the family is here. So you got an NIL deal that's paying you $125,000 a year. Everybody think you got money. They think you got money. So everybody wants to hang on. Everybody want a coattail ride. They don't want to stay here no more. They want to get the hell away. And then also on the flip side, you got to worry about somebody trying to bust your head because they read in the paper you got a little bit of change. That's my wild speculation because if it's my son, now granted, if my daughter ever decided to play basketball, she's 11, she decided to play basketball and she was recruited, and Brenda Freeze was one of the ones recruiting her. I'm gonna tell her if you can't go with Dawn Staley, you can't go with anybody else. And only one's recruiting you is Brenda Freeze. Brenda Freeze will make you a better player. She'll get you where you need to be. She's a motivator. She's a real coach. Not saying that about anybody else, but locally, you can stay home and do that. It's different for the women. But my son, and Perry said Gino Oriema. Yes, Gino. But if my sons get the hell out of the area, I don't want you here. I want you gone. I don't want you in this area.
I think Gino's the guy who's showing you that when he has better talent or he has the best talent, he's the better coach. But him having the coach up talent, he's not. I don't know. I don't believe in him in that area. I could be wrong, but I feel like when he had the best players, that was when he did his best jobs. And right now he's struggling because he doesn't have the best players. And I'll leave it at that.
But that's my wild speculation. Perry said that was 2 years before the championship. That was a fun team to watch. Eric says, ding, 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 ding. Ring the bell, baby. But that's just my thought on local college hoops, why so much talent is leaving. Because you got to think about the hangers-on and everybody wanting a piece. That's a distraction from the game. So, just my thoughts.
Is Eric agreeing with your comment or my comment on Gino? Curious on that one.
Yeah. Well, which one you agreeing with there, Eric? Because I think it was your comment.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
You got anything else?
Nope, not at all. And yes, he said Gino.
Okay. Yep. We'll talk about that's something. Both actually. All right, I'll take that. Next up, Commanders coaches.
Oh, I forgot about this
today. Yeah, I didn't forget. You had some things to say. Give me some tidbits real quick before we jump off this. I know you were hyped up. I don't know if you had your ankles taped early today.
No, this was yesterday. The stuff I heard. Anthony Lynn. You gonna make me? I gotta go to my phone. But I think for me, the biggest thing that I heard And my takeaway was they kept asking Anthony Lynn, like, what kind of offense you gonna run? He said, I haven't met the players yet. I don't know. I just got here 4 hours ago. I don't know what kind of talent we have. I don't know who's what. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna build this offense around the people we have in the building. When he said that, it made my ears pucker up because it keeps this group their mantra. And I don't know if you listen to everybody, but every one of these interviews or every one of these conversations, they talk about building around the players here, figuring out what we have. Who was it? Somebody talked about if they can't learn it, that's the coach's fault. We will not shy away from coaching. Dude, I mean, just all of that alone, I just feel better about this program. Like, I feel like there's one vision because I've not heard anybody say anything opposite to the contrary or that wasn't in line with what Dan Quinn said in his press conference, his first press conference. I call it Quinnese. They speak in Quinnese over there. And that's what I like. Like, we got a language that we talk. So now we got a language we talk. Now we got to have an identity when it comes to the type of players we draft. All of that stuff, man.
I think this is going to be one of those ones where you have other you have the players come back for OTAs 100%.
Well, the only one that missed was Chase.
Yeah. And Eric Wheeler says it was the DC basically quoting Mike Tomlin.
Oh, Mike Tomlin's one is awesome too. He said, I don't run away from coaching, I run to coaching. And then there's a comment, there's a thing where they talked about it was either Joe Witt or Simmons and with the Raiders when he was with the Raiders. He said they had one of the guys that was had a learning disorder. So they went and got him a tutor to help him learn or like break it down to where he could understand it. So when you're investing in your players, one of the comments I heard yesterday, and this is the back end of it, of the comment was, players don't worry about, what did he say? No, players don't care about what you know. They care about knowing you care. So all that has been said, and I mean, again, they've won the press conference. Press conference, they're the Dolphins from 72. They are 17-0 in the press conference. And I think it's funny. I don't know if you picked up on this or not, but we probably had more conversations with coaches, ownership, in this little window than we had maybe in some years under the Dan administration. I mean, these guys are talking a lot. They're talking to the media. They're involved in the media. You've got guys from all the different stations, having a place to broadcast from, and they're not in the parking lot because they're not the team station. Like they're treating people like people, and as long as we continue doing that, I think they're just right there on the doorsteps of having success.
Well, I like that little dig that you had there, but if certain people learn how to talk to folks and stop making it seem like they were bigger than what they were, things like that wouldn't happen. But
what was that dig on?
The team station.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If that wouldn't have happened.
Oh, dang. I didn't even mean to do that. Okay.
Yeah. I take that because I was here for that. I was here for all of that. But I take that a little personal. I took it personally. So, but something you said, when a player had a learning disability, they went and got a tutor to help him learn. That right there, it reminds me of the story of Dean Smith. I can't remember which player it was, but he sent, was it Roy Williams?
It was Njai. Njai's from Africa, And he sent
Yeah.
Bill Guthrie to
Bill
Africa.
Guthrie. To talk to to talk to his parents because he wouldn't look him in the eye. And he was like, where I'm from, it's disrespect to look an elder in the eye. So he sent the assistant coach to learn the culture so he can come back and knew how to coach him correctly.
I think his first name is Maktar. I think it's Maktar Njai.
Jeez. That type of stuff right there, man.
But it's so there's another statement by, again, I was probably all over the Anthony Lynn thing, but maybe I have a little insanity, but just he said like coaching players is relational. You gotta build relationships first because what did he say after that? It was something else he talked about. It wasn't the caring part. It was something else about relationships. I'll find it and I'll post it. But his whole question and presser was, geez, it was amazing.
Well, if this is gonna be a talking point all the way up until training camp, I know it is because it's good. It's a good feeling. We've been in the dark and just the dark ages period for a long time. So Perry chimes in.
Hold on, before you go to that, the youngest in charge on 1067 and the team 980, Juan Linnell Willingham says, the last 25 years we've been treated like a third world country. So when he said it, I chimed back. So we're running around with our Washington Huskies national championship t-shirts on. Kind of got a laugh out of that. You know, that's my day every time somebody wins a championship.
Yep. Perry say Knicks up by 23 at the half in Philly.
Bojan,
19 points off the bench. My eyes is going. Jeez. All right. Great segue. In this NBA, who is your favorite player? That's a question you asked on Tuesday.
Yeah, because I was thinking about it. Like, who is actually my guy? And I have to say, I think the guy I like the most is SGA. Gilgeous Alexander. I think he's my guy for now. And the only reason I say for now is because, you know, I haven't really, it's been a minute since I've invested in players like as having a dude that was my dude or my favorite player. Another player, and I think that we talked about this when we were talking with Perry and about the Knicks, but I love big combo guards that rebound. So Josh Hart is a player. He's a couple tiers down from being like a great player, but he does the little things. And, you know, the coach in me loves a guy like that because to me, he's a glue guy. So maybe I call him my favorite glue guy, but I think he's one of those guys that just, he makes plays, he rebounds, he always tries to get you that possession. I'm trying to think if I have anybody else that I like. I mean, I think Austin Reeves is a good player. If you listen to me during the games, I have this obnoxious thing that I rant on about Austin Reeves. 2 years ago, I started doing it, and my boy got annoyed with it. But I mean, it's the truth. I thought Austin Reeves was just a good point guard. I like Ant-Man, but I'm not sure if he's my type of player. I'm sorry, I just read a comment. Go ahead.
Nah, that's fine. For me, I mean, tops LeBron James. I'm a big LeBron guy, and it's because I learned a long time ago. I gave Kobe so much grief because I loved him so much, but he was a front runner. So, yeah, and Bobo too. Bobo's another one of my guys. Yes, Bobo. It's one of my guys.
Huh? Hold up, you said what? Kobe was what?
Oh, when the Lakers were winning, when they won their 3 championships, Yeah, they were tops. I hated the Lakers. I hated Shaq. I hated Kobe. Like when I say I hate, because I was like, yo, you took my coach to win your championship. You took my coach. Those are my championships. You took my coach. Oh, I was bitter. Notice I said I was bitter. No longer.
So I'm looking to the side because there's a part of me that's appalled and became its own person. And I'm looking at him, and he's looking back at me because you call Kobe a front runner, and your favorite player is LeBron James.
I didn't like LeBron for a long time. I like LeBron now because he's the 7th man.
Kobe's the front
runner. You have to understand.
That's a wormhole. That's a wormhole.
Yeah, it's a logic to it. LeBron's not at the top no more. He's not top of the heat no more.
Yeah, but he ran to other places to get championships.
Now hold on. You have to understand my love-hate relationship with LeBron. It was the same way with Kobe. When Kobe came into the league, loved him immensely. I think I was the only one that was rooting for him outside of Brandy and the 97 dunk championship. And I was like, yo, that's my guy. When the Lakers started to win that 2000 season, and especially after that Portland series, I was upset. Mad.
That's when he became my dog.
I was mad because I was like,
and that's when they validated getting rid of. That's when we were validation of getting rid of Eddie Jones and Eldon Campbell, the pariahs.
So with LeBron, when LeBron did his 4 years in Miami, I hated him then because he prevented me from getting a championship. Number one team in the league 3 out of those 4 years, and we didn't walk away with the chip because we had to play the Heat and the refs. But anyway, all right. LeBron is one of my guys. Giannis, of course. I love Caruso. I love Kobe White.
Okay.
Perry says Phil was never staying without MJ. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And right, they Perry, didn't take your coach Crouch, let him.
Perry got to give us a player he likes outside of a Nick. Because he'll just give us the whole... That was him. Oh, okay.
Okay. And yeah, that was Perry. And Krause did let him walk, but you know, Jeannie Buss decided to use her womanly wiles to get him out there. Bron is smart, knew the landscape and how to manipulate it. Respect that. One thing KD didn't learn.
I think he was more strategic, because there is a story that's been pushed out, a narrative, for lack of a better term, where they talked about the owner buying the team, not having money, and all the free agents. That was like free agent palooza, and like the owner was like, "Well, we got you, and that's it." And LeBron's like, "You're not adding anybody," and that is, I guess, the impetus to him starting to go Miami and trying to join somebody instead of having somebody come to Cleveland. But narrative.
And what's crazy? It was the night of the decision when he didn't choose Chicago. That's the only reason why I didn't like LeBron. Because I didn't like him for 4 years because he didn't choose Chicago. Because I had heard rumors that they were going to hook up in Chicago and hook up with Derrick Rose to win that championship. I don't care if we bought it. I don't give a damn about none of that. We was going to win a championship.
Well, thank God for that.
Whatever. Last but not least, what video game made you watch the sport?
Now, this is my topic, and the bad thing is I can't find the game. I know the era it's from. I know the year it is. I just can't remember if it's Face Off. I know it's not NHL, so it has to be Face Off. I think it's NHL 97 Face Off. That's when I really started watching hockey. Because right after that, I go to Enterprise, work with Duval Paul, and Duval Paul gets me going to games and stuff. But that game, if you remember, right around that time, 97, 98, it was the rise of the Jerry Springer show. So me and my college roommate would grab some grub, we play a game of NHL, or we play 2 games of NHL, and then boom, we switched over. We were the Caps. We made a trade to get my favorite hockey player at the time, Pavel Bure. And yeah, I was a center. He was on the wing. You know what I'm saying? I was out there dishing out dimes. I don't know if they call them dimes in hockey or not, but whatever they call, I was dishing them. But yeah, I was Backstrom before Backstrom in Caps land. but after that, I just watched hockey. And it was crazy because I started understanding the game. I understood the game earlier because if we all remember Nintendo had Blades of Steel, and it had that ice hockey game where they had the guys with the different body shapes. You had the big fat guy that was real slow. You had the skinny guy, and then you had the medium-sized guy on the team. You had to figure out how you wanted to make up your teams and stuff. What about you, KJ?
Hold on, let me get this here. Paris is pin a revisit to the decision show. I got it written down. And Matt says, I don't think any video game has made me watch a sport, but it has made watching some more enjoyable. And right, so Perry also says FIFA World Cup.
That's a good
FIFA.
one.
Major League Baseball Players Association Baseball.
Okay.
I played it on Sega first. Then I found it on Super Nintendo. My cousin had it on Sega. I played it on Super Nintendo. Now, it had all the players in the league at the time, but it didn't have the team name. So Baltimore was just Baltimore. It wasn't the Baltimore Orioles. It was just Baltimore with their color scheme. Florida was just Florida with the color scheme and everything. And I became a Yankee fan. This is right before the lockout of '94 when I started playing this. And I became a Yankee fan because of that. And, you know, loving baseball. My godmother taught me the game, and I would play it in front of her, and she was like, that's not how you play. And she corrected me on a video game, how to get more out of it. And I fell in love with it. And I think from 94 to about 2001, I tried to make my schedule as best as I could around opening day of MLB. And even when I became an adult and got married, I would come home early. I would fake sick from work to come home early to watch the first game of the year on the sofa.
I think we had, I don't know if it was Orioles opening day. And if you still in here, remind me. I think one year it was Orioles opening day. We were at my buddy Tim's house. We had stopped to get like brats. Like we all met up at Tim's house, and E brought the brats. Somebody had beer. And we sat there and watched. I think it was O's opening day or their first weekend game. I can't exactly remember. But that was our thing that one year. That's the first time we did it. I think it was the last time we did it because schedules just happened to line up. And we watched the O's opening day. But yeah, that was cool, man. So yeah, I understand opening day. Opening day is like special. If I could work it in to my schedule, I would. The other thing I used to work into my schedule, and this is probably something we do as another topic, but the NCAA tournament, man. Like I used to always, like we used to have a race to see who could get that Thursday and Friday off because it was like 5 or 6 of us in the same department and everybody was trying to get those same 2 days off. And then if you couldn't get those 2 days off, the rule was you can't make a meeting for those 2 days either. Like we're not going to have any responsibility those 2 days. So if you need to sit at your desk and watch the game, sit at your desk and watch the game if you don't get it off.
See, started back in high school, and we had some of the greatest teachers sometimes, especially around March Madness. The ladies, the gentlemen, hey, we just want to check in and see who went in the game. We catch the scores. I give you 10 minutes at the start of class and 10 minutes at the end. And they would turn it on. We see who winning. I got my bracket and everything. I'm filling out brackets. This is pre-cell phone, so you couldn't catch all this stuff. But working, I had my computer and receiving on CBS. So it played every game, picture in picture, everything. Loved it. I love this time. I love this time of year. We got Selection Sunday coming up on the 18th. Ooh, I can't wait until the conference tournament start because we got a lot going on and we got a lot coming up.
Sorry,
and
that little moment of rejoicing.
Right.
Go ahead.
That 94 was the year the Expos should have won the World Series. No doubt, because they had a bunch of talent.
No, sir. No, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, they'd have lost in 7 to the Indians, baby. That was Cleveland's year, baby.
Oh Lord.
I'm telling you right now. That was Cleveland's year. That was Cleveland's best team. Was that 94 team? It would have been a great series. But Cleveland's gonna walk out at the champs. And shout out to my man Anthony Mantha for getting on the board today. So now I need Ovechkin to score a goal and somebody else. I think it's Bradley Point for the Tampa Bay. And we might have like 30s or 40s of dollars in our account.
He said N7 to the Yanks. That's what Perry said.
Nah, Yanks was never beating that Cleveland team. Not with young Manny and company. Nah.
He said we watched the ACC tournament in high school. Man, they wouldn't. Because, hey, the ACC tournament was always down in Greensboro. Yep. They never let us watch it, man. They never let us watch stuff like that. Because they knew if we watched it, you wasn't going to be able to contain us.
Right.
Like, now, I will say this. It was one year that the gym teacher did bring the TV into the gym. And we got a little bit, we got like out of a 45-minute class, I think we got 30 minutes of basketball watching because wasn't nobody balling. We was around the TV.
So Perry, think about this. We're thinking about a show where we talk about the best conferences of certain years. So the way we got to that conversation was talking about the 93 Big Ten with Illinois, Michigan, and company. The other thing I was thinking about is maybe do like the best teams of some of the local schools, like the Maryland team was that 01 that goes to win the finals.
Yeah, well, 02,
01, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. We talk about those teams, and we do that for a couple segments or whatever. So P, if you win, let me know, and I'll let you know.
He said, count me in.
All right.
And he said 01 and 02. Yeah, those Maryland teams was nasty. I remember. Not even gonna do it. Nope, not even gonna do it. Save it for that show. Right. He said 94 would have been the start of that dynasty. Matt says I think 2016 was their best year, but had 2 starters out for the World Series. I think that we talking about Cleveland.
Yeah, he's talking about Cleveland.
Okay, Raycom Sports. Yeah, that's why I watch college football on Saturdays after Notre Dame or before Notre Dame played. Raycom Sports, man. That
12 o'clock game, man. Yes, I used to get that's not a rivalry. Stop that.
What? The Duke Maryland is a rivalry?
That's like Virginia Tech being a local school. Duke and Maryland is a rivalry. Duke can't be a rivalry when only one of you cares.
Hold on. Duke and Maryland.
Only one cares. Duke never got up to play y'all. They were too busy worrying about Carolina.
Duke and Maryland. Carolina, Duke. Carolina, Maryland.
Pin it. Gotta pin it.
Oh my God.
We will go another half hour. Pin it.
Because I you know what? My moms would take offense to that. I just want to tell you that.
Well, hey.
And he said during that Dixon period. Yeah. Because
your mom's name is Dolores, right?
Yes.
Tell her, with all due respect, Geneva Convention, with all due respect, she's wrong. But we will do that. We will have a show because I don't like giving away content. So let's go.
Yeah, being down 26 and coming back on your own floor. Duke Terps was yes. 2 times a year. Yes. Let's go home, man. Let's go home. Let's go home.
Because we're gonna start something totally different.
Oh yeah. Let's go home. Let's go home. Oh my God. Thank you all for joining us. Oh my goodness. Because this is about to get out of hand, and I can already feel the phone vibrating now. Perry says UNC had dipped during the Doherty era. Yeah.
Absolutely right. You can't be great the whole time, but most of the time you can be. Not just for 2 to 3 years. But we hey, show content, show.
Thank you all for joining us. It's time for us to get up out of here. Elimination Chambers this weekend. We did the picks on last Saturday, so we're gonna see who's gonna be the new champion, or will the People's Choice Don Rodriguez hold the belt yet again?
Isn't he on a 2 pay-per-view special?
If he wins this one, this will be 2.
Okay. I thought he got it the one before Rumble. So he won Rumble.
Yeah, that's what he won. Okay. No, okay. You're right. He held the belt. This is second. He going for the third.
Yeah.
I think the only person to win 3 in a row is this guy right here. So we'll see. All
right.
And Perry said the Terps took that slot. Yeah. Rivalry. I can't wait to get that on. And you know what? We got March Madness coming up. So this is perfect. Let's go. But thank you for joining us. That's the Midnight Rider over on this side. I'm the big guy, KG, baby. You know how it is. We don't do no overtime, y'all. We are out of here.